Right. But I want to backtrack, right? Speaking of Jennifer Lopez, how you feel about that Trump rally and the remarks they made about Puerto Ricans?
Wow. Okay, first of all, everybody was calling that rally like a Nazi rally and all this type of stuff. Now, I just want to say here on your show, first of all, you're getting too big, my guy. You're getting too big because these clips are like they go super viral, super fast, and they go places that you wouldn't even think they were going to go to. So that being said, I'm cognizant of my language as we're speaking right now, and where this might end up. Um, so that being said, I just want to say that all the negative that was said at that fucking rally that they had at Madison Square Garden, I do not agree with at all. No, Puerto Rico is not no island of floating garbage and all of this type of shit. Um, I don't agree with what the Giuliani was talking about with, Palestine and all of this. We stand with Israel. I don't agree with a bunch of shit that was said on that stage that night. Um, but to put that guy who was talking about the Puerto Rican shit that got everybody in uproar, to put him in context, because I saw my man Godfrey talking about this, because he knows the comedians. That guy was a comedian. So apparently this guy is a roaster comedian. Like, this is what he does. He roasts everybody. So all all religions, all cultures, it doesn't matter to him. So to put it in context, you don't have to agree with him. You can still say, yo, his jokes are some bullshit jokes that I don't agree with. Fair enough. But just want to put that in context. Now, what I will say, right, is by Trump having all those people up there, right, regardless if you agree with them or not, there's nothing more American than that. Do you understand that when we start silencing people for what they say just because we don't like it, that is your First Amendment right? That is the First Amendment. The government is not supposed to force a religion on you, even though they almost kind of have, and that new religion is science, but that's a whole other thing. They tried to force, because you couldn't even have a religious exemption when it came to not getting that jab and all of that. That's a whole other thing. They're not supposed to abridge freedom of religion, freedom of speech, freedom of the press, and the freedom of the public to assemble. Yet that's everything that it seems like the Democratic Party is trying to do. You see, we have to understand that just because you don't agree with somebody's speech doesn't mean that that speech should be silenced. Because that's what makes America great. And I hate to say it, but that's what makes America great. Like, I'm from the old school where, sorry, I do believe in those things of America that, well, at least we can say this here. See, you got to understand that some of your greatest leaders and figures, especially in the black community, if we didn't have freedom of speech, there would be no Malcolm X. There would be no Elijah Muhammad. There would be no Huey Newton. There would be no Martin Luther King. All of these people were speaking against the establishment. And they were speaking what would have been called at the time misinformation. Come on now. The black man is God and the white man is the devil? That's what we were saying. That's what was being said in the Nation of Islam, in the 5% Nation. Brand Nubian, you loved us because we got on records and said the black man was God and said the white man is the devil. And we had the freedom to say that. White people are going to be like, oh, absolutely not. We're not going to sign that. We don't agree with that. But guess what? It was still America at the time. And so we got signed. We was able to be successful and have people from all over the world love us and understand us, whether they agreed or fully with our message or not. Some people might not agree with that part, but they still love the music because it superseded certain things. So you being upset at someone's language today could be them now being upset at your language tomorrow, which can stifle your future. This is America, people. It's the land of the free, meaning the freedom to say, what you may want to say, even if it's not popular, and the home of the brave. That motherfucker, you got to admit, the nigga that got up there was brave to say all that shit at Madison Square Garden. And when you come to America as an immigrant, you notice the land of the free and the home of the brave. And you're brave for coming here, right? A lot of people were brave. They left their country and came to America. That's brave, right? But now you're here amongst a bunch of brave motherfuckers who speak bravely too. And you can't be so thin-skinned that you don't want to hear this brave talk. I'm sorry, people, but we gotta, all this talking about, because I've heard, Madam Artful Dodger say this straight out of her mouth that, social media platforms need to be held accountable for, what people say and misinformation. No, that's crazy. That's crazy. That's going right at our First Amendment rights. And that's something that I certainly don't agree with. That's something that it seems like Trump don't agree with. So I'm with him on that. Okay? So let's just be careful, people. Careful what you wish for, because it's a very slippery slope.